Bradford City continue their 2025-26 League One campaign with an away clash against Richie Wellens at Leyton Orient, and in today's video you're going to find out how both teams have gotten so far this season, what my starting 11 would be for this game if I was Graham Alexander. If you do go on to enjoy, then make sure to like, comment and subscribe. But my team Bradford City, we currently sit second in the League One table. After 19 matches we've got 10 wins, 7 draws and 2 defeats, scoring 28 goals and also conceding 18, which leaves us on a positive 10 goal difference and 37 points. Our last couple of matches then have been a win, a draw and a loss. In terms of them last couple of matches then, recently we had a 2-0 win at home to Reading. Job done really for Bradford City, not much to say about this one. Reading didn't really offer too much, in all honesty. We got through it, got the job done. It wasn't the prettiest of performances, but 3 points is all that matters. We also had a 1-0 win away at Plymouth Argyle. Anthony Sarswick scoring the only goal of the game against his former side. Stephen Humphreys winning the penalty, and obviously Plymouth have won 3 of their last 5 matches, so this is a big 3 points for us. Great for all the travelling fans as well to go down there and see a win. We also had a 1-0 win at home to Exeter. Exeter were probably the better side in this game, in all honesty, but we got the job done. Joe Wright scoring the only goal of the game in that one. They created a lot of opportunities and were the better side, but unfortunately when you do come to Valley Parade you're probably going to lose. We also had a 0-0 draw away at Bolton Wanderers. We were battered in the first half, but second half was certainly much more even. We didn't even have a single shot in the first half, but second half we gave it a bit more of a go and certainly could have nicked it late on. And we also had a 2-1 defeat at home to Burton Albion. Really poor performance, 2 very sloppy goals to give away and concede. Great to see Bobby Poynton on the score sheet getting a goal back for Bradford City, but obviously just our second league defeat of the campaign and only our third loss at Valley Parade since the beginning of last campaign. Compared though to Leyton Orient, who currently sit 13th in the League One table, after 20 matches they've got 7 wins, 4 draws and 9 defeats, where they've scored 32 goals, which is amongst one of the higher amounts in the division, but they've also conceded 33, which is comfortably the most amount in the entire division. That leaves them on a -1 goal difference and at 25 points. Their last couple of matches then have been a loss, a draw, a win, a draw and a win. In terms of their most recent match, they had a 3-2 defeat away at Barnsley. This was certainly a game of 2 teams with very good attacks, but also 2 very poor defences, obviously. You look at the manner of some of the goals that were scored and conceded, and you just think both of these teams would be much higher up in the table if they actually could defend. They also had a 1-1 draw at home to Luton Town. Obviously, they conceded in the 96th minute, which was a real shame for Orient, who probably did deserve more out of the game. Looking at the stats, it looked like there wasn't really much between the two sides. Obviously, they got another big injury as well in Josh Karoma. It was great to see Theo Archibald as well get his first goal since re-signing for the football club, I guess you would call it. Obviously missed the majority of this season so far through injury, but he is certainly a threat at this level. They also had a 4-0 win away at Burton Albion, and it goes to show that on their day Leyton Orient can certainly score a lot of goals. They've got a lot of threats in their teams. They've got the manager's son as well who plays in midfield, but it is good news for us that Aaron Connolly is going to be out injured. They also had a 1-1 draw at home to Blackpool. Again, Aaron Connolly scoring the only goal of the game in that one, assisted by Ballard, who is a threat at the top of the pitch. Obviously, former Bantam Teo Adaramola was sent off in that game. I don't think he's normally Orient starting left back, so I don't think he'll play in this game, but I think obviously Orient will be very disappointed that again they have conceded late on and not got all 3 points. And they also had a 2-1 win at home to Exeter City. It goes to show that they can go behind and come back and win football matches. 2 very good finishes, to be fair, from El Mazouni and Bakinson, both midfielders. And Orient are a good team. They've got a great manager, one of the most underrated managers in the division for me. This is going to be a very hard game for us. Before we do go any further though with today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well. If you are new, can we try and hit 150 likes on today's video? And don't forget to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below your score prediction for this match. What would your starting 11 be as well? Would you make any changes from Saturday's win against Reading? In terms of my team then for this game, I think it certainly could be a game where we change formation at half time and go with 3 in midfield, because Orient can certainly pop the ball around. They're a very good possession based side, but for now I would stick with the 3-4-2-1 formation. I think over the Christmas period we're now going to see 3-4 changes every single game. Obviously we've had a week's break coming into this one, so I don't think we'll really make necessary changes for this game, but I think after that we will start seeing 2, 3, 4 changes per match, because given that we'll be playing every 3 or 4 days. But in goal, I would go with Sam Walker. Again, great to see him keep another clean sheet on Saturday. Didn't really have that much during the game. There was a long shot from Charlie Savage, and then there was obviously that opportunity in the first half from Aidan Baldwin's poor back pass, but on the whole, Walker really did not have much to do. He's kept 4 league clean sheets on the bounce. Hopefully he can make it 5 in this game, but it'll be tough against one of the highest goal scorers in the division. In terms of my back 3 then, at right centre back, I would go with Aidan Baldwin. I think for me, he has to play on the right side. We saw that at home to Reading on Saturday when it was Joe Wright on the right side and Baldwin in the middle. That Wright just technically on the ball, he's not very good, and his passing did certainly let us down at times. But for that reason, I would have Joe Wright in the middle. I do think defensively he has been very consistent for Bradford City over the last couple of weeks. I would like to see him keep his place in the side. And at left centre back, I would go with Ibu Toure. They are not a physical side whatsoever. They like to have dribblers and your wingers try and get at you and make you defend 1v1, and I don't think this is the sort of game where you're going to need somebody like a Kieran Kelly. Orient don't really have anybody physical across their entire attacking line, so it makes sense really to move Toure back into the back 3. In terms of my midfield 4 then, at right wing back, I would go with Brad Halliday. Obviously got his first league start of the season on Saturday against Reading, and I thought certainly took his opportunity, was brilliant, especially in that second half. And I do think Josh Nerfel is now going to struggle to get back into the side if Halliday does keep up his performance levels. But over Christmas there's going to be changes. Nerfel's going to get an opportunity, and he's going to have to take it if he wants to stay in the side consistently. In terms of my 2 holding midfielders, firstly I would go with the captain, Max Power. Again, against Reading, I don't think he was particularly great, but I also don't think he was poor. He's just kind of going through, getting by games, 6 out of 10 at most weeks. Nothing really too stand out, not really offering much of a goal threat, but again, we're winning football matches, we're keeping clean sheets, so he must be doing something right on the pitch. He does certainly seem like he's a very positive influence around the dressing room. Partnering him in the midfield, I would go with Jensen Metcalf. For me, I thought he was man of the match against Reading. I thought, again, he was absolutely brilliant. I'm a big fan of Jensen Metcalf. I think he's massively underrated by our fan base personally, and obviously there might be changes over the next couple of games, given Alex Patterson and Tommy Lee some opportunities, but I think for this sort of game it's perfect for somebody like a Jensen Metcalf who can press, get on the ball. I think he's a very, very good midfielder and very good in possession. And completing my midfield 4 then, at left wing back, I would go with Tyreek Wright. Obviously played in the front 3 against Reading, and I thought on the whole had a pretty decent game, was outstanding for our second goal, actually using his ability, getting at his man and getting balls into the box. That's exactly what I want to see from Tyreek Wright. Yes, in this game he might have a little bit more defending to do, given that he's playing one position back down that left hand side, but I've been really impressed with Tyreek Wright over the last couple of weeks, and to be fair, for the majority of this season, so I would like to see him get another start in this one. As my front 3 then, firstly, as my right attacking midfielder, I would go with Anthony Sarcevic. Again, very good, very important to the way that we play. Not really much else to say about Sarce. He's one of the first names on the team sheet, on the score sheet yet again. 7 for the season now. I think 2 of them have been penalties for Bradford City, so 5 from open play. Those question marks and people saying that he can't really do it at League One level are certainly being answered, and for me personally, he absolutely has to start in this game. And as my left attacking midfielder, I would bring back in Bobby Poynton. Obviously came on off the bench on Saturday and scored the goal, which just gave us a bit more comfortability in the game. Actually played as a right attacking midfielder at that point, which we've not really seen him do all too much. He does normally play on the left hand side, but given how well that Tyreek Wright was playing, I think it made sense really to put Bobby over on the right side. But now he's back from his suspension, he's had his game on the bench, he's now obviously got a goal, he's worked his way back into the side. I think we've got to be playing our best players in these type of games, so for me personally, Poynton should start as the left attacking midfielder. And finally then, as my striker, I would go with Stephen Humphries. I thought he had a better game against Reading. I think the type of player that Humphries is, I'm never going to be massively convinced by him, just because that's the nature of his game. Obviously he did the pre-match press and he was talking about how it annoys him when people talk about he should be playing off the left and not as a striker, but he says himself that he knows personally he plays better off the left, but the team play better when he plays down the middle. So I guess that's nice to see selfless play from him, and I do think between him, Swan, Cook, maybe even Kavanagh, there is going to be rotations over the next couple of games. But I just have a really good feeling Stephen Humphries is going to have a good game in this one against Orient. I don't know what it is, I feel like Stephen Humphries could get a brace, maybe even a hat-trick. You heard it here first, Stephen Humphries is going to have a good game on Saturday. On the bench then for me, that would leave Joe Hilton, Josh Nerfil, Curtis Till, Tom McIntyre, Alex Patterson, Will Swan and Andy Cook. Hopefully the big man is recovered from his illness and can make it on to the bench. The players currently unavailable then are Matt Pennington, Lewis Richards and Nick Powell. So the players who miss out then through selection would be Neil Burnett, Kieran Kelly, which does seem really harsh considering how well he's played over the last 2 games, but given the type of game that this is going to be, I don't necessarily think we need Kieran Kelly. Also missing out would be Tommy Lee, George Lapsley and Callum Kavanagh. Would be surprised if the majority of them aren't moved on in this upcoming January transfer window, to be fair. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well. If you are new, can we try and hit 150 likes, as I said at the start of today's video? And don't forget to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below your starting 11 for this game and what is your score prediction as well. I'm going with a 2-2 draw, but hopefully it can be another 3 points. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon for another one.